Excuse me. Can someone who actually works here help me? 12-year-old Stephanie Morrison's voice echoed through the lobby of the Grand Meridian Hotel, dripping with contempt. She was glaring at a man in his 50s who was on his hands and knees, carefully cleaning a spill near the concierge desk. He wore simple gray coveralls and was focused entirely on his work. The man looked up briefly, his expression neutral. "I'll be with you in just a moment, miss. I don't need you to help me. I need a real employee, someone who matters." The man's hands paused for just a second before continuing to clean. Several staff members behind the desk exchanged uncomfortable glances, but none of them moved. Stephanie's mother was nowhere to be seen, having disappeared into the hotel spa the moment they'd arrived. Her father was in meetings that would last all day. Stephanie had the entire hotel to herself, and she intended to make sure everyone knew who she was. "This is ridiculous. I'm a platinum member's daughter. My father practically pays your salary." The janitor carefully squeezed out his cloth into a bucket, his movements methodical. "I'm sure he works very hard for his money. Whatever, just stay out of my way. You're making the whole lobby look trashy." She flounced toward the elevator, her designer luggage trailing behind her. The janitor watched her go, his expression unreadable. A young desk clerk leaned over to whisper to her colleague. "Should we tell her?" Mr. Reeves said to let it play out. "He knows what he's doing." Because the janitor wasn't just any janitor. He was Robert Reeves, owner of the Grand Meridian Hotel and 6 others across the country. He'd built his empire from nothing, starting as an actual janitor 30 years ago and working his way up through every single position in the hotel industry. He still spent 1 day a month working each job in his hotels, from housekeeping to front desk to, yes, janitorial work. He believed you couldn't run a business properly if you didn't understand every aspect of it from the ground up. And right now, he was very interested to see what young Stephanie Morrison would do next. The answer came about 20 minutes later, when Stephanie returned to the lobby in a fury. "Someone needs to fix the TV in my room right now, and I want a different room. This one smells weird." The desk clerk smiled professionally. "I'll send someone up to look at the TV right away, Miss Morrison. As for changing rooms, we're fully booked this week for a conference. But I don't care about your conference. I want a different room." The clerk's smile remained fixed. "I understand your frustration, but no? You don't understand anything. Do you know who my father is? He could buy this entire hotel." That's when the janitor spoke up from where he was now cleaning the front windows. "Actually, the hotel isn't for sale, but I appreciate the hypothetical interest." Stephanie spun around. "Nobody asked you. Why are you even still here? Shouldn't you be cleaning toilets or something?" "I cleaned those earlier. Very thorough work, if I do say so myself." "Gross. Just go away." The janitor continued cleaning the windows, but Stephanie could feel his attention on her. It was unsettling in a way she couldn't quite explain. She turned back to the desk clerk. "I want to speak to your manager. Now." "Of course. Let me call. I'll handle this, Sarah." The man in the coveralls sat down, his cleaning supplies, and walked over to the desk. He pulled out a keycard from his pocket and scanned it on the computer. The system immediately granted him access to everything. "I'm the manager. How can I help you?" Stephanie's eyes narrowed. "You're not the manager. You're the janitor. Stop playing games." "I'm both, actually. I believe in being hands-on with all aspects of my business." "Your business? Please. You clean floors." The man smiled slightly. "I do. I also own them. My name is Robert Reeves. I own this hotel and 6 others. And you, Miss Morrison, have been incredibly rude to me and my staff since the moment you arrived." The color drained from Stephanie's face. "You're lying." Sarah, the desk clerk, pulled up something on her computer and turned the monitor so Stephanie could see. It was the hotel's website, featuring a professional photo of Robert Reeves in a suit with the caption, "Founder and CEO." It was definitely the same man. I didn't know." "No, you didn't. But here's the important question. Would it have mattered if I really was just a janitor? Would I have deserved respect then?" Stephanie didn't answer. She felt like the floor was tilting under her feet. People around the lobby were starting to notice the confrontation. Some had their phones out. "Let me tell you something about how I run my hotels," Mr. Reeves continued, his voice calm but firm. "Every single employee here, from the janitors to the general manager, is essential. They all deserve respect, and guests who can't provide that basic courtesy are not welcome, regardless of how much money their parents have." "You can't kick me out. My father will sue you." "Your father is Richard Morrison, CEO of Morrison Tech. I actually know him personally. We serve on a charity board together. Should I call him and tell him how his daughter has been treating my staff? Stephanie's world was crumbling. Please don't. Then I suggest you think very carefully about your next actions. A woman's voice called out from across the lobby. Stephanie? What's going on? Mrs. Morrison had emerged from the spa, looking relaxed and refreshed. That relaxation evaporated the moment she saw her daughter's tear-stained face and the man in coveralls standing with unmistakable authority. Robert? Is that you under all that? Why are you dressed like that? Hello, Patricia. I was just having a conversation with your daughter about respect and how we treat service workers. Mrs. Morrison's expression shifted from confusion to understanding to horror in about 3 seconds. Oh God. Stephanie, what did you do? Over the next 10 minutes, Mr. Reeves calmly explained every interaction, corroborated by Sarah and several other witnesses. Mrs. Morrison's face grew progressively more mortified. I am so sorry, Robert. We've been trying to teach her better, but clearly we've failed somewhere along the way. The question is, what are you going to do about it? Now? Mrs. Morrison looked at her daughter. Stephanie, you owe Mr. Reeves and every single person you spoke to today a sincere apology. I'm sorry, Stephanie mumbled, looking at the floor. Look him in the eye and try again. Stephanie forced herself to meet Mr. Reeves's gaze. I'm sorry for being rude to you and disrespectful to your staff. I was wrong. Mr. Reeves nodded. I accept your apology. But words are easy. What matters is whether you learn from this. He thought for a moment, then made a decision. Here's what's going to happen. You're going to spend tomorrow shadowing my housekeeping staff. You'll help them clean rooms, change linens, deal with the messes that guests leave behind. You'll see firsthand how hard they work, and how much skill it takes to do their jobs well. You want me to be a maid? I want you to understand what it means to serve others. If it's beneath you, you can leave the hotel right now and find somewhere else to stay. Your choice. Mrs. Morrison didn't give Stephanie a chance to answer. She'll be there. What time should she report? 7 a.m. Housekeeping starts early. The next morning, Stephanie showed up at 6:55 a.m., dressed in clothes her mother had picked out specifically because they could get dirty. She was met by Rosa, the head of housekeeping, a woman in her 50s with kind eyes and no-nonsense demeanor. Mr. Reeves tells me you're going to learn what we do today, I guess. Wrong answer. Are you here to learn or waste my time? Stephanie heard an echo of Mr. Reeves's voice in Rosa's tone. I'm here to learn. Better. Let's go. The next 8 hours were the hardest of Stephanie's life. She learned that making a hotel bed to proper standards took skill and practice, that cleaning a bathroom thoroughly was physically demanding work, that dealing with the messes guests left behind required patience, professionalism, and an incredibly strong stomach. She also learned that Rosa had put 2 kids through college on her housekeeper's salary, that Maria, one of the other housekeepers, was working 2 jobs to support her elderly parents, that these women took incredible pride in their work and worked harder than anyone Stephanie had ever met. By lunchtime, Stephanie's back hurt, her hands were raw, and she had new respect for everyone who did this job. Rosa sat with her in the staff break room. So, what have you learned? That this job is way harder than I thought, that I've been incredibly spoiled and stupid. You're 12. You're supposed to be a little stupid. The question is whether you'll stay that way. I don't want to. I want to be better. Rosa smiled. Then you're already halfway there. That afternoon, Mr. Reeves appeared in his actual business suit, checking on Stephanie's progress. He found her carefully folding towels under Maria's instruction, her movements slow but precise. How's she doing? He asked Rosa. She's a hard worker when she puts her mind to it. Good kid. Underneath the attitude, Stephanie looked up, surprised. After how she'd behaved, she didn't expect kindness. Mr. Reeves pulled up a chair. You know why I still do this? Work these jobs even though I own the hotels? To stay humble? Partly, but mainly because I never want to forget where I came from. I was cleaning toilets when I was 19 years old. I was Rosa's job. I was Sarah's job. I worked my way up because people gave me chances and taught me that every job has dignity if you do it with pride. I didn't see that before. I just saw people doing jobs I thought were beneath me. And now? Now I see people working incredibly hard at jobs that matter, that keep everything running, and I see that I've been acting like a spoiled brat. Growth requires recognizing our flaws. You're on the right path. Over the next few days of their stay, Stephanie's behavior completely changed. She greeted staff by name. She kept her room immaculate so housekeeping wouldn't have extra work. She even helped an elderly couple with their luggage without being asked. On their last day, Mr. Reeves called Stephanie to his office. It was nothing like she'd expected. One wall was covered with photos of his staff, celebrations, work milestones, awards, and recognition for employee excellence. "I have something for you." He handed her a framed certificate. It read, "Certificate of Completion, Housekeeping Training Program. Stephanie Morrison has demonstrated dedication, hard work, and a willingness to learn. Signed, Robert Reeves, owner." "I didn't earn this. I was only here one day. You earned it by being willing to change, by seeing your mistakes and working to fix them. That's rarer than you think." Stephanie felt tears welling up. "Why are you being so nice to me? I was horrible to you." "Because I believe people can grow. You're 12 years old. You have your whole life ahead of you. The question is what kind of person you're going to be. I'm betting on you being someone good." Stephanie hugged the certificate to her chest. "I won't let you down. Don't do it for me. Do it for yourself. And for all the Rosas and Marias and Sarahs you'll meet in your life. They deserve your respect just as much as any CEO." 6 months later, Stephanie wrote to Mr. Reeves. She was volunteering at a local senior center, helping with events and activities. She'd started a respect campaign at her school about treating service workers with dignity. She'd changed, fundamentally, and it all started with a man in gray coveralls who could have humiliated her but chose to teach her instead. Mr. Reeves kept that letter in his desk drawer. Sometimes, late at night when he was reviewing reports and feeling the weight of running a business empire, he'd take it out and read it. It reminded him why he did what he did, why he still put on coveralls once a month and cleaned floors. Because you never know when one conversation, one moment of choosing teaching over punishment, might change someone's entire life. And for Robert Reeves, owner of 7 hotels and former janitor, that was worth more than any amount of money.